I kind of have two titles. I'm a aircraft mechanic and a charter pilot, or just bush pilot, be more accurate.
Gotcha. And so you recently were seen on a television show. Can you
I
tell
was.
elaborate a little bit on that?
Sure, yeah. So that was a show with the Smithsonian Channel. It was Ice Airport, Alaska, and they go around to Anchorage and Fairbanks, different cold airports, and focus on the operations that are going on at those airports. And they came up to Fairbanks to visit our company, and yeah, watched us do some maintenance on one of our aircraft.
Gotcha. And so in the episode, you're there just kind of working on some planes. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. So at the time I was just working as a aircraft mechanic there. So they had me doing some maintenance on one of the aircraft, and that's what they filmed, was doing some adjustments on it.
Gotcha. What was the initial reaction to like first hearing about, like a channel wanting to feature you all?
Well, I was kind of surprised. I don't know, didn't figure it to be too interesting, but I suppose there's a lot of Alaska shows, so it shouldn't be too shocking. Um, yeah, I thought it was kind of cool. It was kind of interesting that they wanted to come and see what we were doing, and I was happy to be a part of it.
What was like the crew like? Did it seem like a big budget thing that you kind of would expect, or what was your expectations?
The film crew was just two people. You had yeah, you had just one gentleman. He was running the camera, and you had a uh, another gentleman. He was there kind of to help set up the shot, or to figure out, okay, now we want this, now we want to see this, and that was it. It was just the two of them going around.
Gotcha. And had you seen Ice Airport, Alaska before?
I did not know. I had no idea the show was something that existed. I just being on it was the first I'd heard of it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I kind of felt the same. Like, oh, I'm not familiar with the show, and had to look it up. I didn't even know the Smithsonian had their own channel as well.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Well, that's pretty exciting. So, your uh, did they only feature you in one episode, or are you like in it for a whole season? Like, how long was the whole process?
They had me for just one segment in the one episode. Um, they so yeah, I'm featured in just the one episode, but then they did put me, as I found out recently, they put me in a trailer for the Smithsonian Channel from that episode.
And tell me a little bit about that. Getting mic'd up, and then did you have to do an interview? And yeah, what can people expect if they haven't seen you on that in particular segment?
Well, it as far as getting mic'd up, they came up, they asked, they said, "Hey, we want to do a segment with you doing this, and we have a microphone if you're willing to put it on," and signed some paperwork, a release that said, "Okay, I'm okay to be filmed," and that was about that. And I had the mic on me the whole time. They just kind of followed me around for 8 hours.
How quick was that turnaround? Like, when did this happen to you? And obviously, your episode just aired not too long ago.
Yeah, it was about a year. So they filmed it in January or February of last year, and I want to say the episode just aired this past January.
Of 2023 or
Yes,
22?
uh, I think 23. Yeah, I want to say they filmed it in January. Yeah, it would have been. They filmed it January of 22, and it just aired January 23.
Gotcha. Wow, like a full
Yeah,
year.
yeah, there was a whole lot of time there.
So after being on the show and everything, have you
Mhm.
seen other episodes? Like, are you now pretty familiar with the show?
I've seen a few. Yeah, I've seen some other episodes. Other the Ice Airport Alaska has done our company before, and so I saw other friends of mine now. I was watching on different episodes, so that was kind of cool to see as well.
Gotcha. Tell me a little bit about yourself. You're from the Ozarks yourself.
I am. Yep, I'm from the Ozarks. I went to Willard Middle School, high school. Uh, went up to Warrensburg, University of Central Missouri. It's where I learned to fly and learn how to work on planes, and decided that Alaska seemed really cool. And the kind of flying and the kind of work that they do up here, I decided I wanted to be part of. So I packed everything up 2 weeks after graduation and drove up here. And yeah, I love it. 24. I've been up here almost 2 years now, and I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, kind of walk me through what's a daily what does it look like in just one day of your life at work?
Oh, it changes hourly. So I'm on the books as a full-time mechanic, but sometimes I'm full-time mechanic, sometimes I'm full-time pilot, and it just changes all the time. I could be working in the shop fixing one of our planes, and I've gotten the phone call, "Hey, we need you to fly in an hour and a half." So okay, I'll go fly. And like last week, I flew every day of the week, and then did a little bit of work as a mechanic as well. So I work a lot, but I enjoy what I do. So I do, since I do both, it keeps me busy, and I enjoy doing both quite a bit.
Very nice. I
Yeah.
understand. I spoke to your mother briefly, and she also mentioned that you have your little brother is also kind of following your shoe steps.
Yeah, he about a year, I think just shy of a year after I got up here, he moved up here himself. And he's actually working at the same company. He now runs quality control for all of our fuel trucks and all of our fuel for our aircraft. And he's enjoying it as well.
Very nice. Only other question I might have
Sure.
is what's been the reaction of like your family and friends that have seen you on this thing?
Let's see. Shocked. Um, yeah, I've had some surprising reactions like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you were on TV." Well, I can't believe it either, but here we are. Um, yeah, I've had, talking with family and friends. They even now, I've been up here almost 2 years. They say, "I still can't believe you're in Alaska now," and doing all that. And I've gotten messages on Facebook and whatnot. "Hey, are you still up in Alaska? Are you still flying up there?" And um, yeah, so it's been pretty cool. It's all been positive. I haven't gotten no negative reactions to going up here. So
All positive reviews so far.
all positive reviews. I think the closest I've gotten to a negative is people saying, "Oh, that's too cold for me. I'd never go up there." But that's about it.
Gotcha. Cool. Is there anything that I might have missed? Anything else you want to talk about that something of note while your time there?
Let's see what would be worth mentioning. Yeah, I can talk about kind of what I work on, what I fly a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah. So some of the aircraft that my company has, we fly very old aircraft, Douglas DC-6s and Curtiss Wright C-46s. These are from the 40s and 50s. And then the aircraft I fly is a Caravan, so it's a little 9-passenger bush plane, and I carry everything from dogs and chickens and people and washing machines. I've carried a casket. If it fits on my plane, I fly it, because 90% of the state here you can't get to by road. Everything, all these little villages, they have to be accessed by either boat or by aircraft, and we're running all the time trying to keep these villages supplied with everything they need and moving people back and forth. It's a unique experience being up here and doing all this.
On average, like how many miles are you flying on a pilot day?
This morning I just flew about 500 round trip. Um, I've flew. Let's see. Yeah, usually in aviation, so we're talking a lot in hours. So the longest day I've had is almost 8 flight hours, and that was pushing 1,000 miles on that day. It's all over the place. I think our shortest run is 120 miles away.
So, why do you think that the Smithsonian Channel like chose you guys in particularly?
We run a unique operation, with especially with our aircraft that are as old as they are. They're uniquely suited for this type of operation because all the places we go are very remote. These runways that we're going to are gravel. There's no control tower. There's no pavement. These are very rudimentary runways, and the aircraft that we use, it's not something you see down in the lower 48, down in the rest of the United States. So I think they chose that because what we do is not something that is seen everywhere. It's unique to the state of Alaska and to Fairbanks.